Hey everybody, welcome back to Suburbs of Seattle. I'm your host, Andrey Gulyy, and I wanted to say thank you so much for watching my videos. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all the newest videos I'll be putting out. And yeah, let's get going. You know what? Today we're going to be talking about wildfires and how they relate to you living here in Washington, whether you're visiting or maybe you're trying to move here. And as always, if you are, don't forget, I'm a real estate agent. So go ahead and call me at the number below or text me, whatever you want to do. I'd be honored to help you out. So let's get going. Wildfires. Now, wildfires, up until about 3-4 years ago, you didn't really hear too much about them on the news here. At least that's kind of my perspective. I feel like they've definitely been a lot more prominent over the last 3 to 4 years. Definitely, I'll be sharing some numbers with you guys. You definitely can see more of them here in Washington throughout a very specific time period, usually later in the summer. Because as you know, Pacific Northwest, we get quite a bit of rain throughout the year. Quite a bit of rain, yeah. But we also get wildfires. So wildfires tend to happen here more towards that August time frame, maybe early September, possibly as early as late July, but really you're looking at August as the month where, you see all over the news pretty much wildfires here, there, some coming in from Canada over here, right? So that's kind of what we've been dealing with. But I'm going to share some numbers with you guys, and I'm going to share some areas of where these wildfires happen actually. Because sometimes people have concerns about moving here, like, hey, you guys have wildfires. But you know what? Every place has something. You want to move to Oklahoma? You got tornadoes. You want to move somewhere else? You got earthquakes. Or, my cousin lived in Hawaii for 12 years. You're in an island. There's tsunami warnings, right? So everywhere you move, there's going to be things that could happen. There's those crazy, flooding in areas, right? Like Louisiana and Texas a few years back. So yeah, every area has its own issues. We have wildfires, although they're not as much of an issue as you might think. So let's get into the numbers. In 2020, here in Washington, we had around 18 large fires, and they burned over 38,000 acres. In 2021, we had 39 fires in Washington, and they burned almost 500,000 acres. So you can kind of see that the data goes in line with my suggestion to you guys that I've started seeing this only in the last few years, because 2020, I would say, was really the kind of first year that actually fires started standing out on the news and other media outlets, right? So you guys can kind of see the drastic difference between 2020 and 2021, right? Now, 2022, we're already here. Yay! Happy New Year again for the 20th time, although it's already February, so time is flying by fast, right? So in 2020, I'm not too sure what we can expect. I know anytime the fires come, typically in the western side of Washington, all we really get is some haze. You have some bad air quality going around, obviously, so you try to stay indoors a little bit more for about I would say a 2 to 3 week period. Last year I remember us trying to be indoors for about 2 weeks before things actually cleared up, because the reality is most of these fires, they actually come, when the fires do happen, they're usually in eastern Washington, towards Wenatchee, Yakima, towards Spokane, right, which is all the way on the border of Idaho almost. Right there, Washington and Idaho, yeah. So usually all of the fires that we get here in Washington, they're from the east or from Canada, and the wind carries the smoke down south to us. Or, like there was, I think it was 2020, some kid in Oregon took fireworks. Yeah, it didn't work out well for him. And started one of the largest fires in history. I forgot how many acres burned there, but he ended up getting a fine worth like 50 million, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he won't be getting out of that one anytime soon. Anyways, my point is, from there, the wind blew up smoke over here as well. So here, really, in the western side, all you can expect is some haze coming in, some bad air quality. Maybe you won't go outside as much because, like I said, typically most fires start out east. However, the closest I've personally been to a fire, or a fire that was actually just starting, was in Snohomish. Snohomish is a city only about like 25 miles northeast of us. It's very close actually to Seattle and all of the other major cities, Seattle, Bellevue, etc. And we were coming back from, where were we coming back from? I think we were at the lake, Lake Catchus over there on like exit 89, I think, somewhere there, 79. And we were coming back, it was crazy. And okay, I'm not gonna go into how these fires start because God only knows how. But I'll tell you this, from what I saw myself, we were coming back and along the freeway, I think somebody maybe threw out a cigarette or something. But there were like 4 or 5 patches of fires just starting. So, sorry, that's my phone. So we called in to the fire department right away, and by then they already had like 100 people that reached out to them, and they put out those little fires. But it could have gotten out of hand really quick if we didn't call it in, because Snohomish is a well-populated area. So that's kind of my firsthand experience that we've had, but ultimately anything to do with fires happens way further east, hundreds of miles away from us, and all we experience is some bad smoke up in our area. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys so you can kind of get an idea of what it's like here. Now, as far as your property being protected, that's what insurance companies are for, as far as paying you out if something does happen to your home. And insurance, you always have to have it when you buy a house because they protect you from things like this. But I really wouldn't be worried too much about your house burning down because of a forest fire, because here in the city, never really happened. Usually, like I already said, it all starts out east. So, and if you want to live in eastern Washington, yeah, then you definitely got to look out for them. So that's where we're at for the day, guys. And I wanted to do something different a little bit today. I wanted to feature a local business. Here in Kent, which is where I'm filming from, this is where our office is at, we have a store called Intraflooring. Intraflooring is owned by Alexei. You'll hear a personal message from him. And the reason why I want to give them a shout out is because Alexei is a native here to Kent. And, well, no, I wouldn't say native. He's Ukrainian, just like me. But my point is, he's lived here a long time. He runs a local business here. And when you move here, if you find that your house needs some remodeling needs, maybe you need new flooring, carpet, some new siding, some paint, whatever it is, Alexei got you covered. So check out his little video here. Check out some of the shots from his store. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hi, I'm Alexei. I'm the owner of Intraflooring. We're located in Kent, Washington by 167 highway. We're doing different remodeling types like flooring, kitchen countertops, granite cabinets. So if you need any help and good quote, just give us a call and we will help you out.